then after losing everything, I had nothing. The only way to go now is up. I ended up losing my house. My girlfriend left me and I had to move into a basement apartment.
Decided to go all in, commit, to remove all of the bad habits, fully focus on the business and give it your all. And how was it making those $27 million in 1 year?
Sometimes I had to pinch myself. I look at the money all the time. It's like, damn, this is crazy.
So what's the vision that you have? Is there like this end goal or something that you have?
I want to hit $10 million a month.
All right, what's up everyone and welcome to the podcast. Today here with the man himself, Philip Johansen. It's nice to have you here.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for taking the time, really appreciate it. And man, you have an insane story from $20,000 in debt to making over $27 million in 1 year. It was last year in 2023. How did you do it?
How I did it?
Yes. Where did you start? And how was it making those $27 million in 1 year?
Man, it's like, when I made all of that money, it was like, sometimes I had to pinch myself, right? Look at the money all the time. It's like, damn, this is crazy. Sometimes you had to pinch yourself, and sometimes it was like, it just started to roll so quickly with the momentum that it was like, you know, when you push a snowball up the mountain, right?
Yeah.
And then it gets bigger and bigger and harder, and then just when you tip it over, that's where success happens. And then it just rolls and gets bigger and bigger. And at the end, I was just running after it because I couldn't keep up anymore, right?
Yeah.
So that was how it pretty much felt. But where it all started, it's almost 5 years ago now.
5 years ago.
When I tried to make it happen, right? And it started back in Denmark and as a plumber. And I remember I lived in a small city called Slagelse back in Denmark. And then we had to drive to the big city, Copenhagen, every day because that was where everything was happening. So I was driving in traffic around 1 hour. And then there was traffic jams every day. So there was around 2 to 3 hours every single day in traffic jams. And I remember I was just sitting there in traffic jams every day. And I was like, this can't be it. I was like 27 years old. And I said, do I have to do this for the rest of my life? To make a lousy salary? To work for all of the people that drove the big Mercedes AMG and the BMW, the Porsches, the Ferraris and stuff like that. And I could barely afford a BMW 4 Series, right? At least with my salary, working 10 hours a day and sitting in traffic jams. And to be honest, man, when I was sitting there, it just drove me, I got angry and depressed, frustrated, because I knew there was some kind of way to make more money, but I didn't know what it was. And that actually led me to hanging with the wrong people, do a lot of drugs, steroids, and a lot of parties and alcohol, all those three things combined. And it actually got so bad, so I ended in the hospital. And the doctor told me my kidney number was higher than a cancer patient. And I didn't care. I went out, took more drugs, more steroids, more party, right? Until my family kind of slapped me in the face and said, Philip, what the F are you doing? Can you see all of these people getting sad if you die from an early age? And seeing my mom cry like that changed everything for me. What they did right there, they probably saved me from dying at a pretty early age. So for that they did right there, I wanted to give them everything. I wanted to help them. I wanted to help my mom. She was also struggling financially. My dad, also his business was failing as well, so I wanted to help them. So I went on Google how to make money online.
That's right? What everybody does.
Everybody. And I saw all of the people in Dubai, all of the kids driving Lambos and you name it. And I was like, damn, I want some of that, right? And I bought everything, man. I bought everything. I jumped in with both legs. I bought everything. I tried flipping sneakers on eBay, Amazon, FBA, drop shipping, e-commerce. I even tried to sell some eyelashes as a plumber. Right? And I remember I called my bank. I need to start a business. But what are you selling? Eyelashes. He said, from a plumber to selling eyelashes. How does that work? I don't have time to explain. I need the bank account right now. Right? And I ended up losing $20,000 in this journey of becoming successful. And I ended up losing my house. I had to sell my car because I bought courses and mentorship all the time. My girlfriend left me, and I had to move into a basement apartment.
Yeah.
I had nothing. I was $20,000 in debt. I was living in a basement apartment as 27 years old. The only thing I had was a bed, a computer, and an internet connection. That's it. And I remember I was sitting there on the corner of the bed, down in the basement. There was no windows, no nothing. There was no higher than this to the ceiling. Right? And I remember I was thinking, if my mom and dad sees me right now, right, they will be embarrassed of what I have done with my life. And then I pretty much had two choices. I could either blame everybody else for the situation I were in, or take full responsibility and be like, I bought the programs. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't focused. I wasn't going all in, right? I was still kind of doing drugs and kind of hanging with the wrong people. And then I kind of wanted to make some money, right? But then after losing everything and had nothing anymore, then I decided, okay, it's my fault. I have to go all in to make this work here, right? Like go all in now. Fuck the friends, excuse my language. Fuck all of the friends, right? And forget the parties. Forget about driving around for 4 hours a day and smoking weed and shit like that, right? I need to work on this thing here. It has to work this time. Yeah. But I had no more money at that time. I had no more money. I was sold all of my designer clothes back then just to buy mentorship, right? So I went to my mom. I remember I went to my mom and said, Mom, I found this new guy here on a YouTube ad. And I think this is it, right? But Mom, can I lend $1,500 to buy the mentorship? Philip, are you sure? Right? Mom, if you lend me this money here, I guarantee you I will pay you back 1,000 times. I promise this time it's gonna work. What is different, Philip? I'm different. I'm gonna make it happen this time. And she agreed. She lended me the money. I bought the mentorship. I went all in. I was just honing in on this one thing here. I didn't care what everybody else was doing, just this one thing. And I went on and made $9,300 in 30 days from that basement apartment, on to $233,000 in 6 months. Within 2 years, I made my first 7 figures online. And then 2.5 years, I made $25 million.
In a single year.
Yes.
Which is insane. Now, you mentioned earlier there was this changing point where at the beginning you tried a lot of different things, a lot of different business models, but then something clicked and you decided to go all in. What was it that clicked? You said thinking about your mom?
Yeah, it was also the embarrassment, right? And what if people remember my name, Philip, and if people are asking my mom or my dad, what is Philip doing? He's living in a basement, right? It was like, I can't do that to my family or my family name, right? So that was probably it. And then after losing everything, I had nothing, right? The only way to go now, it's up, kind of, right?
And then you decided to go all in, commit, to remove all of the bad habits, fully focus on the business and give it your all.
Yes. And so I pretty much cut out all of my friends, because the friends I thought I had, they only wanted to drink, smoke, take drugs, party, ladies, all of that, right? And talk shit about other people. It was pretty much what we did every time, every day, right? So I cut out all of those people, and I was left with 1 or 2 friends out of 27, right? And then I remember I stopped watching TV as well. I stopped watching it because I started watching YouTube videos on Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, all of these successful people you see all over social media, right? And I was listening to them. I was listening to their podcast. So when I was stuck in traffic, right, then I had a podcast in with Grant Cardone or Tony Robbins or some kind of motivation. And I just fed my brain with positivity and the right mindset. And I remember at 27 years old, I bought my first book. I spent my own money on a book, right? And that was Expert Secrets from Russell Brunson. That was the first book I ever bought. And then I started reading that. And then when my friends called me, hey, Philip, meet us there and let's take some cocaine. No, stop it. Stop calling me if you want to take cocaine. You can call me if you want to hang out and actually talk. Right? But no parties, no nothing. Philip, you changed. Yeah, motherfucker. I don't want to be in this life for the rest of my life. I don't want to be a loser. Right? I want to do something. I want to make my parents proud. stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. And then you continue to build the business. You mentioned the first 30 days, $9,000. I think in 6 months, $233,000. Now, what I think is so inspiring about your story, you know, you build your business and you started making some money. Yeah, you went from $30,000 a month to 50K, 60K, 100K, 150, 500, a million, and to over $3.3 million in the record month. Now, many people who build an online business, they get started, make 10K a month, 30K, 50K, 100K, and then they get comfortable, right? They stop working on it. I know it for myself. The first time when I made $10,000 in a month, I got a little bit comfortable, right? Then I got to $100,000 a month, I got comfortable again. 200K again, 500K again. But for you, what's so different is you went from literally like 30K a month to 3.3 in the record month in 1.5 years, and you didn't stop. You kept pushing. What makes you different?
I think one of the things that makes me different is because I feel responsible for the people that buy the program.
Yeah.
That because my experience with a lot of people is like you buy a program and they tell you they want to show up, you can ask for help, they're going to join live calls and all of that, and then you come into a program and you pay a premium price, and then there is no mentor, there is no support answering, right? There is no coach that is answering, there is nobody on a live call. They are rescheduling and pushing all of the live calls every time, and you're paying for mentorship, but you're not getting it, and that pisses me off a lot. And I even remember I told my mom, if I figure this thing here out, right, I'm not gonna be that guy. Right? I want to show up, I want to be there, I want to help them, I want to give them everything I know. And to be honest, I just did that. I showed up every time as promised, right? And people started to get back to me and said, Philip, I appreciate it. This is the best program ever, right? And this is not a salesy podcast, but this is what people said, right? And that drove me even more to perform better, hire more staff, hire more people to do live calls every week, right? And just becoming responsible for all of these people. We have thousands of people in it, right? And everybody is happy. Nobody is complaining. Right? Nobody is complaining. Nobody is refunding. Nobody is asking for chargebacks or anything, right? Because they are happy. And we over deliver, right? That's one thing. And then another thing is because one time I remember I got comfortable too.
I remember, I think we won a call when you first hit like 100K.
I hit 100K, and I worked like 1 hour a day on my business and was just doing 100K on autopilot. And then I went into bad habits again. I went on drinking, I started drugs again, right? Because I had all of this energy and I didn't know where to put it. I didn't know where to put it, so I started doing, hey, what's up, let's do something, right? Let's do something. And I was like, I remember I told my mom, this is going the wrong way, this shit here. I'm making all of this money here, but I'm spending on the wrong shit, right? So what should I do, right? I asked my mom, I talked a lot with my mom. She supported me all the way throughout this journey here, right? And she said, what is the goal, Philip? Yeah, I want to retire you, and then I want a Lambo, I said. Right, that's what I said. Then let's do that. Yeah, let's do that, right? And then I went back into the good habits again, cutted them out again, right? Listening to podcasts again. I'm telling you, what you feed your brain with is a lot, right? Is a lot of success. If people are struggling out there right now listening and stuff like that, you're feeding your brain with the wrong stuff. You're watching, the news. What is happening in the news? Somebody got killed somewhere all the time. Everybody's dying everywhere. Why do you want to feed your brain with that shit? Right? Feed your brain with success, money, mindset, and learn from somebody that have already done what you want to do. Right? So I took all of my energy, put it back into my business, and then I literally went from, I think it was 100K, next month 300K, next month 700K, next month 1.6 million, and then 2 million, 2.5, 3.3. I was like, what the fuck? Right? That's crazy, man.
Yeah, for sure. Now, talking about the journey, right? What are the lessons that you learned? You know, when you think about the top 3 lessons. Building your business, developing as a person, growing, you know. You also moved here to Dubai. You moved out of Denmark.
The lessons I learned is the moment I started not giving a fuck what other people was thinking, that was where I made the 9.3K my first 30 days.
Yeah.
I was totally scared about what would other people think. I started this online journey here, right? And then I tried pretty much everything, right? I tried everything, every business model you could think of, and I said, I'm never gonna show my face on social media. That's never gonna happen. I look funny, I have tattoos, I sound like a broken Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And my English is bad, right? But then I said, you know what? I tried everything else. We have nothing to lose. Let's try this one here, and then we don't give a fuck, right? And I started posting on social media. All of my friends were saying, what are you doing, Philip? Stop doing that shit. Fuck you, right? It's never gonna work, Philip. Watch me, right? Watch me, I'm gonna make it work. Now and then, 2 years later, everybody say, can you teach me, Philip? Right? That's lesson number one, probably. Don't listen to the naysayers, right? And then focus on your focus, right? And what I mean by that, it's super easy to get sidetracked, especially when you're online. Social media, you see all of these people here winning in life, and you are feeling down, you have nothing, and you feel like nothing is working for you, and people around you is making way more money and keep scaling and moving out of their hometown, getting a new car and shit like that, and doing a new business model and all of that. And to be honest, the reason I also fail a lot is because I did 5 things at the same time.
Yeah.
And if you can't even get one thing to work, how do you expect to get 5 things to work at the same time? So also that, I invested in one mentor, and then I just kept my focus on that one mentor. I unsubscribed from all of the other gurus you see online, and I just listened to this one guy, right? And then it also worked for me. That's probably lesson number 2. And then lesson number 3 is take full responsibility, right? Take full responsibility. It's so easy to blame everybody else, right? Oh, it's this guy here, he promised me that, it's his strategies, it's not working, and blah, 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 blah. It's always somebody else's fault, right? But the moment you take full responsibility of your views, your leads, your business, the money you have spent, right? Then it also starts to happen. So that's probably the 3 lessons.
Nice. Now, people are watching this video right now, right? And they are seeing the success that you have, but they are getting started from scratch, and they want to go from, I don't know, 0 to, I don't know, $5,000, $10,000 a month. What advice would you give them? What is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth thing they should do to go from 0 to, let's say, 10K a month?
Get a mentor.
That's the first thing you would advise.
That's the first and only thing.
Yeah.
Somebody have done what you want to do.
Yeah.
They have done all of the mistakes, all of the messes. They have spent all of the money to figuring out how to go from where you are to where they are. So find one guy you resonate with and like and trust, and be like, this guy here can teach me. Then you just keep your focus on that one guy, and he will tell you exactly what to do. And then you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself you can do that, right? Because I also remember I told my friends and family, I'm on social media. I'm gonna make money on social media, right? And I'm gonna be a millionaire. Calm down, Philip. Calm down. Just go back to your 9 to 5. Why do you need all of that? Why not, right? So believe in yourself, and then you also need to trust the guy, right? Because every person is different. Some people get it right the first 30 days. Some takes 2 years to learn something, right? And stuff can happen throughout your life. Right? Your family can die, you can go down in a bad place, or maybe you have to move, or you broke up with your husband, or going through a divorce, and a lot of things can happen, right? And everybody is different, right? But like I said at the beginning, success in my world and how to get there is kind of like you have this big mountain here, right? And there is snow on the mountain. And then you start all the way at the bottom of the mountain, and you form this little snowball with a mentor, for example, right? Now you have to push this snowball all the way up this big mountain, and over the top, right? Then you push this snowball here, and in the beginning, it's super easy. Oh my God, it's gonna work now, right? I got it, this time it's gonna work, God damn it, right? And then it gets bigger and bigger, this snowball here. And just before it goes over the top,
It's the heaviest.
it's the heaviest. And what happens here? It's not working. The mentor is telling me a lie. I can't do this. And then what happens? You drop the ball. Because then you saw a new opportunity over here.
Yeah.
Right? You saw a new drop shipping. Oh my God, I can make all of this money from drop shipping. But guess what? You were so close here before, but now you have to make a new snowball all the way from the bottom. Right? So keep your focus on your focus and keep fucking going. And don't let go of the ball, because the moment you get over the top of the mountain, this snowball here, because there's also snow on the way down, right? Then it gets bigger and bigger, and momentum starts to pick
And
up.
it rolls down. You
And
don't
then
have
it
to push
rolls
it
out.
anymore.
It rolls on itself now.
Yeah.
And before, in the beginning, you just walk after it. And then before you know it, you have to run after it, because it just goes so fast, because you just keep doing the same thing over and over again, and it builds the momentum.
Same, that's what I keep telling people, right? Like, commit to one thing. For example, when it comes to Instagram, you also talk about building social media, like getting the first 1,000 followers, like that's the toughest part. After it gets easier. Getting the first 10K is also a little bit tough, but then it gets easier and easier. Same with making money, making the first $1,000. I remember for me, it took me 8 months to make the first $1,000. But then when I saw it, you get the confidence, you start believing into yourself more and more, you push harder, it becomes easier, you get to 10K, you continue, you scale, and So to sum it up, first of all, get a mentor, stay focused on one thing and one thing only. And then earlier you mentioned commitment. And I think for you, commitment, looking at it from the outside, working with you, like from all of the people who I've worked with, that I've gotten to know, entrepreneurs, friends, like you are the most committed to your business. I've never seen anyone working so hard, being so committed to the business, to the students, to anyone. So I guess that's something, all of you guys listening or watching right now can learn from Phil. Like massive commitment and action.
For sure, man.
Yes. Now, we talked about how to go from 0 to 10K a month, right? Get a mentor, focus, be committed. The business model, it doesn't really matter, right?
Doesn't matter.
It does to some degree, right? Some are easier, some are harder, but basically with any online business model, you can theoretically succeed, right? And what's your thoughts on it? Do you think with any business model people can succeed? Or
Yes.
is there something...
No, man. It's like if you believe in yourself, if you keep your focus on that one thing and don't get distracted, right, and be committed and have a mentor, you will succeed.
Yes.
It's only a matter of time, but you will succeed.
Yeah. What do you think? For how long does it usually take people? How long should they stay committed to like one business model, to one thing until they see results? Should they give up at one point or no? Change the business model at one point?
Never, the last thing you ever want to do is give up.
Exactly.
The moment you give up, you fail. Right? Never give up, right? And yes, can it be frustrated? You have no idea how many times I've destroyed my pillow because it didn't work back home, right? I just destroyed that every night and was calling my mom, Mom, it's not working. I'm hustling all the time, it's not working. And then my mom said, I remember she said, Philip, why don't you just try it one more time? Just try it again tomorrow. Okay, I'll try again tomorrow. And then the next day, one more time. Try one more time. Try one more time.
But there's a saying, it says you only have to get rich once, right?
Exactly. Like you can fail, I failed 800 times. 800 times, but you only need to get it right one time. That's all it takes. And then you know how to do it.
Now, I think there's also a lot of people listening to this podcast who already got it right. They have a business up and running. They may be making 10,000, 30,000, 50K, 100K, 200K, 300K a month, but they want to get to the next level. What advice would you give to them, people who want to scale their online business when it comes to team building, building an infrastructure? What should they do? What should they focus on? Is it spending more money on ads? What are the lessons that you've learned and how did you scale?
You know what? It's a simple answer. The same. There is somebody that have done what you want to do. Find that guy, invest in him, focus on that one thing until it works, and just listen to the guy that know how to do it. And you will get to the next level. I think I invested around $350,000 in myself and mentors. Every time when I hit a 10K, Then I wanted to go. I remember I started on Instagram. That's where I got the results from Instagram, and I hit it 10K. Okay, how do I get to 30K? Right? Go on Facebook. I need to go on Facebook. Okay, how do I do Facebook? The algorithm. What do I post? How do I do the content? Okay, who's good on Facebook? Then I saw a guy made 100K a month on Facebook. I need that. I need that. Jump on a call, 15K. Then I teach you everything I know. Fine, let's go. Right? And then I went to 30K. And then he taught me, then I invested more in him, and he taught me Facebook groups to build a community. Right? And then I went from 10K to 100K a month. Just by that, right? And then I wanted to go to the next level. Niklas, what's up, dude? What is your biggest package? X amount of money? I need that, right? And now, 3.3 million, right? Find a mentor.
Mentor and do more of what works. And I think this do more of what works is something that sums it up really good. Like all the people, that probably you work with, even your students, right? People who I've worked with, they are just really good at one thing. They focus on one thing, and they just do it really fucking good and focus on it.
Yes. So, for example, also with my students, some people are super good at creating videos and get a ton of views. But they are not good as DMs and Instagram stories. But they still work because they just double down on that one thing. And then there was a lady, a mom of 5, right? She only got like 1,000, 2,000 views. But she was so good at DMs. She made like 50K a month or something like that, while having 5 kids. Because she was just good at that one thing, right? And then I have another girl. She's also getting like 8,000 or 7,000 views, but she's so good in stories, so people just resonate with her. And she also made like 100K a month or something like that, right? Exactly what you say. You only need to get good at one thing and then just double down on that one thing.
And for everybody, this one thing can be and is probably different, right? Everybody has this superpower, this thing that they are really good at.
Yes.
And that's what it makes sense to focus on.
Exactly.
Now, another question, different topic, not about online businesses and everything. What does a typical day look like for you? Now, living here in Dubai, working, how much do you work? When do you wake up? Do you have a daily routine? Do you sometimes go to the beach?
You know that, man. You know that. So, man, I work all the time. Like, I work all the time. When I wake up, I drink 2 cups of coffee, right? I do my app workout, right? Because I want that rep 6-pack. God damn it, it's happening, right, man? I'm telling you, right? And then I go down. My maid have made some food for me. I take my food. She always put it on the table, right? I take it over to my computer and eat, and then I start answering WhatsApp messages, right? And then I look at the beach. Yeah, not today. I need to work, right? And then I just work, build new systems, trying to optimize system, hiring new team members, catching up with team members. What happened yesterday? What should we do? What is people struggling with? How can we help them? Right, all the time. And then I go to the gym, right? And then I just sit in calls pretty much all day. I work with my CMO closely because we're trying to scale to the next level, right? Doing new stuff. Then I sit until 22 or 11, 12, midnight, right? I go up in my bed, answering more WhatsApp, right? I try to sleep a little bit, then I wake up at 3 or something like that, checking my WhatsApp, answering WhatsApp, then I go back to sleep again, wake up at 5, WhatsApp, more WhatsApp, right? And then I wake up at around 7 or 8, rinse and repeat. I rarely never go to the pool. I've been on the beach, even while it's right there, private beach. I've been there 2 times.
It's the funniest thing ever. I was telling you last time, right? Like, man, if I was living on the Palm, every morning I would go out, I would at least I'm also like first thing in the morning, I'm doing my WhatsApp messages, right? I would get a coffee, go outside, take a walk at the beach, right? Do the WhatsApp messages there. But you've been there twice. There was water, of course, right? It's a beach. I've been only dipping my feet. I haven't even swim in the ocean, right? I only dipped my feet 1 time, and that was when my family were here, and they just said, "Philip, come on, try the water." Fine, I try the water, okay? Yeah, man, I work all the time, all the time. Yeah, that's the commitment that you have. It's insane. Also like traveling and stuff. We were speaking earlier. You don't like traveling, do you?
Nope. I've been to Denmark, Spain when I was 14 years old, and Dubai.
Yeah.
That's it.
And France.
And
Last year.
France, right? And I also been to Las Vegas, for
yes.
a podcast, right? But only for a day and then back home again, right? I'm telling you, I'm not the travel guy. And everybody want to see the world, and that's fine. That's fine, but not if you want to be super successful. Traveling is not the way to do it. But if you want to make like 50K or 100K a month and be like that and super comfortable and see the world, fine, you can do that, right? But I don't like I like working, man. And as I said, if I don't work, I do stupid shit. Because I don't know what to do with my energy. Right? I don't know where to put it. And then I go out drinking and do stupid shit, right? So when I travel, I don't have my computer. Yes, I have a little fucking laptop. I can't see shit on that. I can't work on that shit. I can't do Zoom calls. I don't know where the stuff is on my laptop. I don't know how to open the drive. I'm not technical. Right? I don't know where is ClickFunnels. Where is that? Right? And then I get out of my routine. When you travel, you don't know where you are. You need to find a place to sleep. Where is the restaurants? Right?
Where's the gym and
Where's
stuff?
the gym? Where do we go out eating? What do we do? Where are we?
So do you prefer to have your routine, stay at home, work, get stuff done, and get the business to the next level?
Yes, that's like main priority.
So what's the vision that you have? Is there like this end goal or something that you have? Where do you want to get? What motivates you? What's on your bucket list?
So I have this ultimate end goal, and that is to have a bunch of real estate, like a lot. And the reason for that is that the moment I leave this planet here, when I die, then my family tree will be set forever. And that is, in my world, the best way to do that is through real estate. Because even when I'm not here, the real estate will make passive income, right, for the whole family. And I'm not telling to make all of my family members millionaires. I'm just saying so they can live comfortable. If the car breaks down, if a hole in the roof where they live, they can't repair. If they get fired, right? If the husband or wife leave them empty-handed or whatever, and they need my help, then even while I'm not here, then my fund or whatever I'm gonna set up can say, here, this is for you, right? You don't have to struggle. If the fucking car, gearbox break down on the car, here, right? Fix it so you can go to work, right? And then people will remember my name forever. It's kind of like a status thing, right? I'm driven by status. I remember Ty said that as well. You are a super status-driven, Philip. And I want people to remember my name even while I'm not here and be like, this is a good guy. Right? Even while he's not here, you are able to live like you do right now because of Philip, your uncle Philip, something like that. It could be super cool. So that is the end goal. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now.
Nice, that's amazing. And what else is on your bucket list for now? What are some goals that you have? What motivates you? Is it this end goal, or is it like also, I don't know, like materialistic things? Is it just the work itself that you enjoy?
I enjoy the work. I enjoy what I do. Right? I think it's fun, and then I love when there's a fire going on. When something is happening, right? If we change to something and the community is going bonkers and the team members don't know what to do anymore, and then like WhatsApp, you have two phones, right, with two different numbers on WhatsApp, everything is on fire. I love that. I love it. I think it's super fun. I love it. And then I'm like, again, I'm driven by status. You know, I used it when I was 14 years old. Me and my brother played World of Warcraft. Have you played that game?
Not that game, but many other different games.
Yes, we played World of Warcraft, right? And I remember I wanted the best gear. I wanted the best gear. When I was standing in Stormwind, the capital in World of Warcraft, and then I saw all of these people with the best gear, I was like, how did they get that? I want that. Right? I don't know why, but I want it. Right? So it's kind of like here, again, just in real life, like the $800,000 Lambo, the villa on the Palm. Now I just saw a watch for $1 million, and I don't know why, I just want it. Like I want it. You know what I'm saying? I just want it.
Yeah, also over here, maybe one lesson, like everybody has to figure out, or I think it's super important to figure out what motivates you. Because for me, like status, it doesn't really motivate me, right? One thing that motivates me a lot is like freedom, being able to do whatever I want.
You like to travel.
Right? Yes, I love traveling and stuff. And for everyone, it's different. So maybe you're watching this right now and you're like, no, I don't need the watch. I don't need this. I don't need that. But I think it's important to figure out like what you care about and to get energy from that. I also think, you mentioned earlier that you love it when in the business there's like a fire going on, something is happening. And I think there's a big lesson in this to be learned, because for me also, I've been running the business for 7 years, and the times where I enjoy it the most and love it the most is when I'm just also like working, and when there's progress, when you build something, there's something new, something exciting. Now we are planning the next event and this and that and software and something, like everything like is going on. And then inside you're also on fire, right? And you're passionate about everything. But when the business is just the same and you keep it at, 100K month, you do nothing, you mentioned earlier, you got to 100K month working 1 hour a day, and then you get into bad habits and stuff, right? It gets boring. So your advice would also be, for people who want to scale the business, make sure that stuff is going on, do something new.
You always want to move your target, right? You always want to shoot for the next thing, right? Because if you don't, then you get comfortable. And then you drop the ball, right? Because you always want your business to do like this, right? Up and down, constantly, right? And hopefully move up a little bit more and more, right? Because then you are growing and something is happening. If it's just a flat line, if you're in the hospital and if it's a flat line, what happens? You die, right? So if you're not growing and something is not moving or changing, you will die. If it's just at the same all the time, it's only a matter of time and it will plummet completely, right? Because you're not following up with new things, right? You always want to go for the next thing, the next level. You always want to be moving, right? Because then you don't get comfortable. You always want to move to the new target. And the reason I keep moving to the new target is because I have this big goal. I have like a gigantic goal. And people that are maybe not making any money, they be like, that could be nice. But I don't think it's possible for me. Of course it's possible. God damn it. People have done it before you. You just need one person that have done it before you. That means it's also possible for you too.
And then you have to start building the momentum, build the confidence. You get the first win, the second win, the third one. You get better and better and better. Build more momentum and
keep pushing.
Exactly.
Keep pushing yourself. It's kind of like working out as well, right? If you want to build a bigger bicep, right? You want to constantly go out of your comfort zone. Do other exercises you haven't tried before. Do more reps. Lift heavier weights, right? You constantly want to switch it up to shock the body. Right? Because then it will grow. If you're just doing the same 12 reps all the time, every day, nothing happens. Right? Constantly want to try new things.
Yes. Now back to the business topic, right? I think for many people it might also be interesting to see, like, how is the business structured? Because from the outside, when people look on Instagram and this and that, they see your lifestyle, living here in Dubai on the Palm, making 60 grand. You have the Lamborghini and everything, right? Like, you live the dream and everything is perfect. But they don't see like what everything is happening. I think, how many employees do you have now, or how big is your team? What is it, like 40, 50, 60 people?
Yeah, I think we are around 55 people working behind the Philip Johansen brand.
And for the entrepreneurs listening, like, how is the team structured? How did you build the team? Because you're not in touch with all of your employees, right? And I think it's quite interesting, like, how you've built everything.
Yeah, so I see a lot of people, right? They want to scale, but they want to do everything themselves. And everybody have 24 hours a day. But not if you add more people. Then 24 hours become to 48 hours. Then you add one more, it becomes 72 hours, right? So what I did is, and that's what I think people are struggling the most with when they're trying to scale, it's the team building. It's how to structure the company, right? Because now it becomes a company. Now it's no longer a side hustle. Now it becomes a real business, right? And to be honest, I fired hundreds of people because people are lazy, right? And I'm not lazy. And when I say something, I want it now, or else I do it myself, right? And then I don't need you anymore, right? That's like, and then people can say, Philip, you are a dick. Yeah, but hey, it's my business. I want to go here, right? So I had to filter through a lot of people, and then to find A players. You want to have A players on your team, right? And then when you find A players, for example, you don't want to do the sales calls anymore yourself. Then you find somebody on the sales calls. And then you never want to have only one person doing it. Because then that one person knows you need me, right? You need me. Or else you have to do it yourself. But then you always want to have two people, at least, because now they have to fight, right? And now they know Philip can fire me if I don't perform, right? And then you make them kind of fight, right? And see who's performing the best, who has the biggest drive, who of you are the A player. And then you hire one more, so that team become 3 people, right? Then you take the best person from that team and make him the manager, or her the manager, right? And then that manager, let's say that I'm here at the top, right? And then we have a support, and we have the sales team, the setting team, the coaching team, the funnel building team. Then we have accountants and lawyers and all of that over here, right? But then I have a guy that takes care of all of the accountants and all of the boring shit, right? And then I have a manager from every team, and those are the ones that I talk to. And then they talk to everybody under them, right? So that's how to do it. In the beginning, it's super frustrating. You have to go through a lot of people, and that's just the boring part of it. But you need it if you want to scale. Then you find one person, and then you quickly find one more to do the same thing. And then one of them is going to perform way better. Then you can scale it, right? And then you add the third person to the team, and then you take the best one, make him the manager. And then he takes care of the 2 people. And then 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, but you don't have to talk to all of them. And you do that in every division you got in your company. And that's how you scale.
That's how you scale, exactly. And talking about business, what you've built, people don't really see, I'm sure on your journey, and I've seen some of the stuff, there's also failures, right? Shit that goes on. You want to talk about some of the stuff that happened?
Yeah, for sure.
Always what happened, like what happened and learnings from it, lessons from it, right? When you first started your journey.
Yeah, so again, like, I don't see it as a failure. I did back then. I did because back then, I saw it as a failure. But then as I went on in my journey of starting a business and building something of my own, then the further I got, then when I hit something, a roadblock or something, then that failure I did 1 year ago, I was like, I can use that now here.
Yes.
Right? So something I thought was a failure 1 year ago, I could now use it over here because I learned it back then. Right? So for people listening, you might see it as a failure now, right? But I can guarantee you it's not a failure. It's just part of the game, and you are learning. Right? You are learning. And it's kind of like when you are riding a bike, right? It's like people are so scared of failure, and society have taught us that failure is bad. You can't fail. The last thing you can do is fail. That's very bad. Do not fail, right? And we got that imprinted in our mind. But failure is part of success, right? And it's kind of like you go on a bike, right? And the first time you go on a bike, and people tell you you can't fall off. You don't fall off. That's the last thing you do. I don't want to see you hurt, right? But if you want to go from here to there on the bicycle, right? What happens? You go on it, you get 1 meter, you fall off. You maybe get a scratch or something like that, right? But then again, you jump on, right? And then now you get 2 meters. Then you jump on again. Now you can do it 5 meters. And then you do it again. Before you know it, you can do it without hands. It's because of failure you got there. It's because you fell off the bike you now can do this,
Yeah.
right? So is it Denzel Washington that says, fail fast, fail forward, right? It's the same thing, and it's so true. Fail fast, fail forward, and don't be scared to fail.
Don't be afraid and scared to fail. And then when there's failure, when there's challenges in the business, I guess, realize that it's part of the game. Everybody has it. Learn from it, keep going. And
100%.
Yes. Book recommendations. I know you don't read that much, but what are some books that you really enjoyed that have helped you to build your business, but also like mindset-wise?
Oh man, like I told you here earlier, right? That when I was 27 years old, and the first book I bought was Russell Brunson, Expert Secrets. That's the first book I ever bought with my own money, and that book changed everything for me. Right? And he told me the hero's journey and my story, how to share my story with others to inspire them. Even while I had no results, I maybe got one lead on the internet. That was my result. But me telling that I was a drug addict, a steroid addict, an alcoholic, right? $20,000 in debt. Me sharing I was living in a basement. And I remember some of my family members didn't know I did drugs, or it was so bad, right? And actually by sharing that made me way closer to my family, because then they said, Philip, I didn't know that. Why didn't you say anything? Right? I want to help you then, right? So whatever you think is the worst thing in your life right now, you can use that as fuel to tell your story to the world, and people will be inspired by it. And Russell Brunson, Expert Secret, taught me that. And I just kept telling my story to the world, and because of that, it's probably also one of the reasons I am here today, right? The second book I recommend is the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. That was the second book I ever bought with my own money. That was Grant Cardone's 10X Rule. And he taught about, like, you need to take 10X actions, right? And then he said, would you rather come close to a big goal than a small goal? So for example, if you shoot for $10,000 a month, you think, okay, I can do this in my spare time, only 1 hour a day, and then you only make 1K a month. Then you shoot for 100K a month. Even while you make no money, you shoot for 100K a month. Okay, fuck me. That's a big goal, right? This requires some work and some action to get there. And I did that, and I wrote it down. I'm gonna make 100K a month. I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family. I wrote it down every day, right? And I took massive action because of that book, right? Massive action. And then I got to 8K a month. That's 8 times better than the small goal, right? And then I just kept doing big goals, dream big. Don't listen to the naysayers, right? And just shoot for the goddamn moon, right? And it will happen. And I just kept moving it. Okay, then I went to 50K. Let's do 200K a month. We shoot for that now, right? Then I did 70. Fucking $500,000 a month. Let's fucking go, man, right? And I did 100K. It fucking worked, man, I'm telling you.
You mentioned writing down your goals, and I remember back in the days when you were still living in Denmark, you had this like whiteboard or something, and I don't know, you sent me something, you had this like big game plan on there, or your goals on there. Yes. What about this?
Yes, so every morning I wrote down my goals, right? I want to retire my mom. I own a Lambo, right? I'm gonna be the first millionaire in my family. I'm gonna own a Mercedes, I said as well, and I'm gonna move out of the basement. I wrote that down every single day, right? In the morning and the evening. So the first thing I was thinking about when I woke up was this. I hated my job, I hated sitting in the traffic jam, but then I wrote down this thing here, then instead walking out of the door and be like, fuck my life, it's never gonna get any better, this is my life. Then I wrote it down. When I get home from this stupid ass work here, I'm gonna put all of my energy into this goal here. Right? I'm gonna make this happen. And the whole day just changed because you are thinking positive thought. I don't have to work this job here for the rest of my life. I know there is a way out, and I'm gonna become a millionaire. Right? And then the whole day just changes. Right? So I think it's super important to write goals down and do it often and write big goals down. 100%. Shoot for the moon.
Yeah. What are some other habits that you maybe implement into your life that have helped you along the way?
Stop getting drunk and stop doing drugs and keep your focus.
Yeah. You work out a lot also, every day, I think.
Also also bodybuilding. I'm into bodybuilding, not just fitness and people going, that's not my thing. Right? And that also, I took kind of that mindset as well, right? And took it into my business, because bodybuilding and business is pretty much the same thing, if you think about it. Because in bodybuilding, you constantly have to show up every day, regardless of how you feel. There is no thing as a rest day. That is for the weak. Like, there is no rest day. It's Sunday. Who the fuck cares? Right? It doesn't matter. Show up at the gym. If you want bigger biceps, show up at the gym. Yeah, but I worked biceps out 3 days ago. Who cares? Do it again. Right? And then you always have to go through past failure. Right? You always have to push you. So it hurts, and your body is screaming. You're kind of puking, right? But then that's where growth happens. Then I took that into my business as well, right? Did I feel like it every day? Absolutely not. But I had to do it.
Yeah.
I had to do it. I had to show up every single day. That is the number one rule for success. Just show up.
Yeah.
Just show up every day. Work 1 hour. If you got 1 hour, then you have to work 1 hour. You can't skip a day. Just show up, right? And then even while you were working out and working in your business for a month or 2 months, and you see like nothing is happening, but then you do it for another month, then something just happened. You look in your mirror, you're like, oh my God, man, I can see my veins now. Where did that come from? Right? The same in business.
What was the most amazing day in your life so far?
The most amazing day in my life is when I told my mom, you never have to work in a 9 to 5 ever again. I got you.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, she couldn't believe it, right? And then she said, Philip, is it for real? Yes. From now on, I'm going to give you $10,000 every single month.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I remember she has been telling me for 4 years that she hated her job. Ah. It was like a nightmare with the co-workers and everything. And by telling her that was like, it was a good day. Very good day.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's amazing. Now, to ramp things up for the podcast, let's say you had a son and he's 18 years old, you have 5 minutes left on planet Earth. What life advice and message would you give him? What values would you give him?
5 minutes?
Or 10 minutes or 15?
Damn, man. What would I tell him? I would tell him that firstly, don't do the same mistakes I did, right? Don't do drugs, man. Don't do that shit. It only leads to bad shit, right? And then I would tell him that you should listen to yourself and your gut feeling. I would tell him that. Don't listen to everybody around you, right? Yeah, you might think they want the best for you, but not really. They never want you to do better than them. Not in the environment I grew up in. And trust yourself, believe in yourself, and then I would say go for his dream. If he want to be the biggest plumber in Denmark, or if he want to be the next Michael Schumacher, go for it, man. Go for it. And go all in on that one thing. That's probably what I would tell him.
Yeah. Nice. Philip, thank you for taking the time. I think it was really, really amazing.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Any
awesome.
last words?
No. Let's get it.
Yes.
Right? Let's get it. God damn it. That was super good, man. I'm telling you, when you were asking me, what would you tell your son if you only have 5 minutes left? I was like, I never thought about that before. I was like, that's a really good question. So, what would you ask yours, or what would you tell your son if you have 5 minutes left?
Yeah. Boy, it's a good question, man. I think also, first of all, of course, believe in yourself, right? When you have dreams, when you have goals, when there's something that you want to do, no matter what it is. For example, after school, I wanted to go to Australia. Many people told me, hey, it's so far away and this and that. But I did it, I kind of always had my own will. And no matter what people said, I always went after it. Also with moving here to Dubai. So have your own will. You also mentioned it, trust your gut feeling, right? Do what you want to do. Believe in yourself. I think also write your goals down, set goals and write them down. It's something that I basically did since I started my entrepreneurial journey. I would say journal in general, write a lot of things down. I have that many books at home where I write things down, and I think it helped me so much on my journey. Why? Boy, writing thoughts down, writing goals down. I don't know, you just visualize stuff and you spend time on what you want to build and you structure your thoughts and everything. Yeah. For sure, become a learning machine, learn a lot. Since I've been 16, I've been listening to podcasts from Thai to YouTube videos. When I was in Australia, I remember every single evening, 2 or 3 hours of podcasts. Even now, so many times in the evening, I fall asleep with podcasts, listen to them, this, that, on all topics of life. Then one thing I learned from Thai is don't just focus on one thing, one area, wealth, but everything, all the areas of the life. I would say, get in shape as early as possible. When I first started my entrepreneurial journey, I didn't care about it. I was eating random stuff, getting a little bit overweight and this and that, not taking care of my health. So that, travel a lot. I have so many amazing memories traveling with people, with friends. Of course, always be honest, never lie, never cheat. Stay true to yourself. Support your friends, support your family.
That's a lot to tell him. But again, you only got 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
You have to tell him everything now. Right?
What else comes to your mind?
That's a lot, man. You know what? And that's funny, right? And because I don't focus on a lot at the same time. I don't focus on a health. I kind of know what not to eat and what to stay away from, and don't eat too much red meat and shit like that. But I do it anyways. Right? The only thing I focus about is building a business that will make me a cash cow machine. It's that's my focus. And to be honest, I have tried what you said.
Focusing on everything.
Focus on everything. Health, wealth building, business, relationship. If you're not in a relationship, dating, and shit like that. It's
I think
I don't work like that.
Yeah. For me, I think it's important to have one main focus. I think 70, 80%, also for me, 60, 70, 80% of my day goes into also business and making money and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not that I spend 4 hours a day learning about health and this and that and preparing meals and this and that. No, not like this. No.
So you will also tell your son, go with your gut.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself.
I would also probably tell him, become an entrepreneur and start your own business.
Fuck college. Fuck college. It will teach you nothing.
Yeah.
You need to get out there, find a mentor.
Yeah.
Right now I'm leaving in 4 minutes. I can't be your mentor. You need to find somebody that can guide you.
Yeah.
Right.
And I would tell him become an entrepreneur, not for the money and this and that, but because I think becoming an entrepreneur, becoming self-employed is one of the most exciting journeys that you can go on to. You will learn so much about yourself. You will learn so many cool people. Sometimes Luca and I, we talk about it, right? Bro, we talk and we don't even realize we're 23. And when I think back in my life, the last 6, 7 years, what crazy stuff has happened. People have gotten to know, experiences, traveling, this, that, the money we have made. I don't know.
Getting the chills over here, man.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, because it's so true. It's a journey.
Yeah.
Right? It's a goddamn journey.
Yeah.
And it's crazy what happens if you go all in and the amazing people you meet.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not losers. And there's so many different people.
Yeah. Interesting people.
Who
inspire, who
100%.
You learn from, who you have a cool time with.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't know, on this entrepreneurial journey, at least for me, it feels like life is on this fast lane. You know,
Yes.
what happens probably for you also, for me, I can say it, what happens in 1 year, like the events, like big events and cool things that happen, but also bad things that happen, but like just like amazing memories that you can later on tell your kids or whatever. Like it happens in the year, like bam, 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 like so often. You know, when I come back to Germany, for example, talking to friends, to my parents, hey, like how's everything? How was the last 6 months? Yeah, like nothing, you know. And I'm like,
I watched 2 seasons of Game of Thrones.
and
What they say, right?
I don't
Nothing
know.
happens.
For you, it's also probably like this. Like in 1 month, so much stuff happens. You get to know so many people, learn this and that, and da.
Yeah, 100%. And you can sit and talk for hours of what you have done the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Right? And what have happened, what have changed it, where have you went, what have you seen, what have you experienced, who have you met, right? And that's so funny you say that, because one time I went back to Denmark.
Yeah.
One time, right? I'm probably never gonna go back to Denmark again. It's like, I have nothing to do there anymore. I just bring my family here now. Fuck all of that. But then I asked everybody, what have you been doing? Yeah, so I just been, then I had this girl here for 2 months, and then I'm just, that's it. That's it. You have not doing jack shit for 6 months. And I can literally sit here until I have the next flight of all of the things I've experienced in 6 months. Right? So, yeah, man, that's crazy. I also went to my family, right? And they also asked me, what have you been doing, Philip? Oh yeah, then I bought this bracelet here to $70,000, right? And then I went to Dubai Mall and we burned $40,000 on Mindy. And then I went over here and we went to a Michelin. And then the day after we went to another Michelin. And people saved fucking years to go on a Michelin. Like it's just, we experience all of these crazy things, right? And see all of these things, and bought a $800,000 Lambo and went to Atlantis Royale and you name it, and saw all of these things, and the waterfall and the lights and the shows and everything, and the champagne popping and fucking like who knows what, right?
And this happens in the business. I learned this and that.
This is gonna happen, right? We scale it from this. We hire new team members. The student hitting this thing here. We added more coaches to it. We are fucking rolling. People are doing blog posts about it. People are coming from Denmark and all over the world to do interviews and shit like that, right? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And then they said, all you talk about is money, Philip. You asked. Come on. Right.
And I think the cool thing about the entrepreneurial journey is you get to know yourself so much and you grow so much as a person. You know, when I think about the person who I am now and like how I've improved things that I know, I don't know, for example, false beliefs that I removed, about insecurities, like you on this entrepreneurial journey, like you just develop and grow so much. You learn from other people, from friends, this, that, books, everything.
Yeah, 100%. Like, your personal growth is like crazy, right? And people will tell you have changed. Yes, man. Of course I have changed. Right? Will you be the same the rest of your life? No. Right? No, of course not. You want to level up.
Exactly.
Right? You want to level up.
Like in a video game. Like
in a video game. You want to go to level 100, right? And not be stuck at level 11. Like most people are, right?
What does your perfect level 100 look like? That would be interesting to see. Like big house and yacht or what?
Didn't we end the podcast, man? We keep going. That's what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. My level 100, man. My level 100. I want to hit $10 million a month. That is one goal. That is what I want. Don't ask me why, because that's just so big, and very few people have done that. Very few people have done that. Right? I want to do that, and then I want 500 million in real estate. I could support my family, even while I die. I want like the villa you showed me, back to 150 million. I want that, right? I want to live that place. Right? That was sick. That was crazy. And then I want a living room with my office in. I have the office in the living room, my big screen, everything, right? Because it's the biggest, sexy room. This is my house, right? I want to have that, and then I want people to think I'm crazy, man. But then I want like glass floor, and then I want the garage under. So
Under.
The living room is glass floor.
Yeah.
And then I look down at the glass floor, there is the garage.
Yeah.
And then there is like 20 cars, dream cars down there, and then 7 of mini cars down there in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
And then it should spin around. Yeah, that could be super cool, right?
For sure, it will
That
be
could be
insane.
super cool, and then the light on it and shit like that. And then I want a yacht.
A yacht.
I want a yacht. I hate water, but I want a yacht. And then a private jet.
Yeah.
And then I want to fly around the world and share my story to other people on podcasts.
Yeah.
That's where, because then it becomes work.
Yeah.
And I want to share that, listen, I came from little Denmark.
Yeah.
Can barely speak English. Sounds super funny.
Yeah.
I have done this.
Yeah.
You can do it too, man.
Yeah.
Right? Or girl, you can do it too.